Hi, my name is Brooke. I'm 28. I live in Austin, Texas, and this is Financial Audit.
Thanks for coming in. What do you do for a living here in Austin?
I manage a grocery store.
The whole store?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know it's a big one, so
Yeah.
like that actually must be a lot of work. Do you get good money for the big amount of work that this is? What do you get paid?
I get paid, let's see, about $78,000 a year.
That is good.
Yeah,
People say, we're not saying which one,
Okay.
but people say you can actually make good careers there.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
And like you're kind of demonstrating that you can.
Yeah.
78,000.
Yeah.
How do you feel living in Austin? 78,000. 78,000 is good for. If I'm not, you're 2,000 below. I think the Austin median household income, and you're 28 years old. 78,000.
Wow, that makes
so. How do you feel living in Austin?
It's a little challenging. I'd like to move up north because South Austin is a little far away from everything. Yeah, North Austin is a little more expensive.
But like pay and survival and stuff.
I think I do it well for myself.
Interesting. Why are you taking out payday loans every second of your life in order to survive and everything?
That's a great question. I think part of it is to have fun. Part of it is I'm just kind of ignoring what's going on with
Why is payday loan equal have fun?
I don't have an answer to that. Let's see.
Let's try to have some answers. We're on a podcast.
Well, okay. Which payday loan specifically? Because there's a couple different ones.
We'll definitely get into them.
Okay, yeah.
But I just don't understand because you make good money.
I do.
Austin is an expensive area. It's the most expensive area in Texas in terms of major city.
I didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah, no, I didn't know that. I figured it'd be Houston.
Fine.
I don't know.
No, I mean, you can get specific neighborhoods that are ridiculous, but in terms of like the city, Austin is the most expensive in Texas for sure. So it can be harder to live here. It really can. You don't make a bad income, especially for a single person. No, you actually make a good income, and I'm very happy to see it. You've made a great progress in a career before 30. Why would we be struggling? And you say you're not struggling, but you don't recognize it.
I think
we're taking out payday loans.
Yes, I think I am definitely struggling.
You said you were doing like okay. I forgot the exact phrase you used.
Well, okay.
Do people who are okay take out payday loans?
So I do pretty well for myself, but I started way early on. So I've moved a lot in my life. I lived in New York City. I moved to Virginia, Florida, Kentucky, and now Texas. And so I think in that time, I've just been kind of scraping by. And
well, how long have you been here?
4 years.
Okay. I've been here 6 years. It feels like a lifetime. Okay. The rest of that, cool. But I'm a little confused how all that relates to you doing this right now. If you've been here for 4 years, not 4 months, 4 years.
Yeah.
So what are you trying to say?
I think I've just had a pattern of not really paying things and taking out debts to afford other things. And so
why?
I kind of ended up here.
Again, you do not make bad money.
No.
Where does your money go to you? In your brain, where do you think it goes to the point where you have to be borrowing this money? First of all, there's not even a credit card for me to look at.
Yeah.
You could be putting, I'm not even saying put it on credit cards when you can't afford something, go put it on credit cards. But if you do, it's like at a 30% interest rate instead of payday loans.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that. Honestly, I figured it's just quicker. It's quicker money and I'm borrowing for myself. So it felt better, if that makes sense.
It's all borrowing from yourself.
Yeah. And then credit cards, I've been denied for a lot of credit cards.
Good.
Yeah. Probably for the best. Those banks
I wouldn't want
decisions.
you to use a credit card.
No, I think, and when I have, obviously, I've had one closed before, so I can't pay it on time.
They closed, you closed.
They closed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you f***ed it up so bad.
Yeah. Well, I just forgot to pay it. And so then they closed it. And then I need to pay it.
You have to forget to close it for quite a while.
For a few months,
And they reach out.
Well, I never reached out.
And you also have mail and apps and emails and phone calls and things that operate in civilization. So,
but it's easier if you just put it over there,
Put it over where?
Where you don't think about it, in the space where it doesn't exist. And I think that's
assuming it has credit, which is why when you go apply for these credits, you're not getting approved.
Right. So, but the other payday loans do approve you because it's such a high interest. So I've just been borrowing from myself in that manner because sometimes I can't make a payment at a certain time and I don't want the payment to be late because I don't want it to affect my credit. But the payday loans get paid off. That makes sense. It does it.
Yeah. Okay. what I'm still confused about, and it's the one thing I always like to know before going deep into the finances, is what is going on in your life. What you say so far is that I've had a pattern. Okay, but what is going on in your life? What is this reflecting? What is your life? What are you?
I think, what am I, like a demogorgon or like a beast or something? No, I don't really know. If I really stopped and thought about it, I don't think I ever had financial advice or help, and
None of us have.
Yeah, and
I'm going to interrupt you because everyone says this. None of us have, but you have had access to libraries and Google and internet and YouTube.
I've been embarrassed to ask for help, and when I do, it's not necessarily like.
It doesn't prevent Googling. Though.
That's true, but
Google's not going to judge you. They'll stalk you.
Well,
they won't judge you.
I have sat down and tried to make a budget, but I don't follow it. If that makes sense. So
why not? Why do you think?
Probably partially discipline. Financial discipline is one thing, but also I don't want to let go of certain opportunities, like being able to go out and have fun, have a good time.
Why is that not in the budget then? Again, you don't not make any money. Yeah. So why don't you put those experiences and things that you value into the budget? Why don't it be in the budget and then you stick to the budget and then you do those things, but you do them in a way that you don't yourself and have to borrow payday loans?
I think.
Why make a budget if you're not going to follow the budget?
Well, that's true, and that's why I haven't made a budget in a while because I
When's
haven't
the last time you made
them.
A budget?
Like 2 or 3 years ago when I was moving. So, and I didn't really follow it. So, and I think.
So what? We just hope at the end of the month we have enough money?
Yeah, that's you hit the nail on the head. That's pretty much it. And it's not been working well. I think I'm at a point now where I'm drowning a little bit. And
why?
I can still survive. Like I can still feed
do you
myself
even know
and go to work.
You're drowning though?
Yes.
I mean, you acknowledge it, but do you know to the extent that you are? Because you don't budget, you don't look at your stuff, do you?
To the extent, definitely not. I do know I'm drowning. I just don't think I am aware of how bad it is, if that makes sense. Like I see what goes in and comes out. And I think I have an
what
idea
came in?
Of that. Probably $4,800 to $5,000.
Payroll 48.
Yeah.
Cool. What went out?
Yeah.
What was spending?
Probably more
I know what
like
comes in. I know what goes out. What went out?
Probably more like $6,000 if I had to
Okay,
guess.
so you actually do know $6,100. So if you know, then why would you allow that? Because that's even more upsetting than not knowing. Well, because now you know, but you still do it? Yes. So like, what are we doing? That's just f***ing yourself.
It is. No, you're right. But I think the main thing is that I've just spent money to be able to have experiences. And
what experiences matter more than you experiencing being able to retire and not die under a bridge?
There's any number of things. Like in
let's
January,
try some examples.
For my birthday, I went to Mexico and I bought like a cheap plane ticket for $300, and I expected that it was going to be more expensive, but I spent like $1,000 while I was there. And in May, I went to Detroit to go hang out with friends.
What'd you do this last month? The month where you spent $1,200 more than you brought in?
I think I went out a lot with friends and
so the experience is going out, getting drink. Why don't you get a little like pregame and then hit the town?
That's fair. I drive myself everywhere. So
Uber. Yeah. Cheaper than going out and buying a lot of drinks.
That's fair.
Or if your friends are going out, get them to drive you.
I live in South Austin. I live so far from everybody. Well, and it's like a hassle to come down there. It's like 30 minutes for anybody to come pick me up. So, and I think that's part of it too. I don't have like a solid, I have friends, but I don't know that.
Then why are you going out if you don't have a solid?
I do, but I don't know that they would pick me up if I asked. I should ask.
They don't sound like good friends.
No, they are good friends. No,
they wouldn't pick you up if you asked.
They probably would, but you can't ask every time.